Hey there, welcome back to the garden. Today we're getting real about organic fertilizers and the mistakes that can hold your harvest back. When I first started, I thought more was better, especially with organic fertilizer. My tomatoes paid the price. I learned quickly, even organic products can be overdone. Gardening is about balance, listening to your soil, not just dumping in nutrients. So let's save you time and frustration. I'll share 3 common fertilizer mistakes, including one even experienced gardeners make. Ready to build a thriving, healthy garden from the ground up? But before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay connected with all our great tips and tricks. Grab your gloves, let's dig in. First up, let's talk about a common pitfall, using only granular organic fertilizers in containers. It's a classic mistake that even experienced gardeners make, especially when transitioning from in-ground beds to pots. Granular fertilizers are fantastic in garden beds. They break down slowly, feeding the soil and nourishing a thriving community of microbes over weeks or even months. In the ground, there's a whole ecosystem at work, breaking down those granules and making nutrients available to your plants. But containers are a different story. They're essentially closed systems, with limited soil volume and far fewer beneficial microbes compared to garden beds. The environment is more artificial, and the natural processes that break down granular fertilizers just don't happen as efficiently. That means those fertilizer pellets can just sit on top of the soil, barely breaking down. Your plants end up waiting for nutrients that never arrive, and their growth suffers as a result. The result? You'll notice yellowing leaves, stunted or weak growth, and sometimes even leaf drop, classic signs of nutrient deficiency. It's frustrating, especially when you're doing everything else right. The solution is simple. Switch to liquid organic fertilizers for your containers. These are designed to deliver nutrients in a form that's immediately available to your plants, bypassing the need for soil microbes to do the work. Fish emulsion, seaweed extract, or compost tea are all excellent choices. They provide a quick, effective nutrient boost. Exactly what container plants need to stay healthy and productive. Just mix your chosen liquid feed into your watering can every 2 weeks, or even weekly during peak growth. This routine ensures your plants get a steady supply of nutrients right when they need it most. But don't toss out your granular fertilizers. They still have a role to play. When you're potting up new plants, mix a small amount of granular organic fertilizer into the potting mix. This provides a slow-release base of nutrition that supports your plants over the long haul. Think of granulars as the pantry staples, always there in the background, providing a foundation. Liquid feeds are like fresh, home-cooked meals, immediate, nourishing, and essential for peak performance. This combination gives your container plants both a steady foundation and the quick energy they need to thrive, bloom, and produce fruit or flowers. You'll notice the difference quickly. Greener leaves, stronger stems, more vigorous growth, and even better resistance to pests and diseases. Healthy roots are the secret to thriving container plants, and the right nutrition makes all the difference. When roots are well fed, the whole plant flourishes. So if your potted plants look tired or lackluster, don't just add more pellets. Instead, reach for a liquid feed and watch them perk up almost overnight. Trust me, this simple switch can transform struggling containers into lush, productive mini gardens that are the envy of your neighborhood. Remember, container plants need both a slow-release base and regular, fast-acting nutrition. It's about balance and timing. Observe your plants, adjust your feeding routine as needed, and you'll be rewarded with a vibrant, flourishing container garden. That's the heart of good gardening. Listening to your plants, responding to their needs, and enjoying the beauty and bounty they bring to your space. Mistake number 2, believing that more fertilizer will always give you better results. It's a common misconception, especially for new gardeners eager to see their plants thrive. But when it comes to feeding your garden, more isn't always more. It's tempting to add an extra scoop, especially with organic products that seem gentle and safe. You might think, if a little is good, a lot must be great. But that's not how plants work. Concentrated fertilizers, even organic ones, can burn delicate roots and actually prevent your plants from absorbing the nutrients they need. This is called nutrient lockout, and it can set your garden back weeks. Over-fertilizing leads to salt buildup in the soil. These salts pull moisture away from roots, leaving your plants stressed, dehydrated, and struggling to grow. The symptoms can be easy to miss at first: wilting, yellow or brown edges on leaves, and stunted growth. Sometimes plants look like they're thirsty, but watering doesn't help. Too much fertilizer can also block other nutrients from being absorbed, causing strange deficiencies. Your soil might be rich, but your plants can't access what they need. The solution is simple but crucial. Always read and follow the label instructions. Measure carefully, using the right tools, and resist the urge to eyeball it or guess. Apply fertilizer during the cool morning or evening hours, not in the heat of midday. This helps prevent stress and allows nutrients to be absorbed more efficiently. Water your garden thoroughly before and after feeding. This protects roots from burning and helps nutrients travel down to where they're needed most. Think of fertilizer like seasoning a soup. A little bit brings out the best flavors, but too much can ruin the whole dish. The same goes for your garden. Respect the power of organic fertilizers. Use just enough at the right time, and your plants will reward you with healthy, vibrant growth. By making this simple shift in your gardening routine, you'll keep your plants happy, your soil healthy, and your garden thriving season after season. The third big mistake: skipping soil prep and soil testing. It's easy to get excited about planting and rush straight to putting seeds or seedlings in the ground, but if you don't know what's happening beneath the surface, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Soil is the foundation of your entire garden, and ignoring it is like building a house without checking the ground first. Fertilizing without knowing your soil is like flying blind. You're just guessing. You might be adding nutrients your soil already has in abundance, or missing the ones it's desperately lacking. It's a bit like trying to fix a car without knowing what's wrong under the hood. Maybe your soil is already rich in nutrients, or maybe the pH is off and your plants can't absorb what's there. Sometimes plants look sickly not because they're missing fertilizer, but because the soil chemistry is blocking their access to what's already present. You might see yellowing leaves, stunted growth, or poor yields, and think you need to add more fertilizer when the real issue is something else entirely. A soil test is your roadmap. It tells you pH, nutrient levels, and what your garden actually needs. With this information, you can make smart decisions instead of guessing. It's a small investment of time and money that pays off all season long. Home test kits are easy, or send a sample to your local extension service for more detail. Extension services often provide a detailed breakdown and recommendations tailored to your region and soil type, which can be incredibly helpful if you're just starting out or want to get really precise. Test at least once a year, ideally in the fall. Fall testing gives you time to make adjustments before the next growing season and lets you see how your soil has changed over the year. If you're growing intensively or in raised beds, you might even test twice a year. Once you know your soil, you can add only what's needed, no more, no less. This saves money, prevents over-fertilizing, and protects the environment from runoff. You'll also avoid the frustration of seeing your plants struggle despite your best efforts. But before any fertilizer, always add compost. Compost is the single best thing you can give your soil, no matter what your test results say. It improves texture, helps retain moisture, and encourages beneficial microbes that make nutrients available to your plants. Compost improves structure, feeds microbes, and provides slow-release nutrients. It's like a slow, steady meal for your soil, rather than a quick sugar rush. Over time, compost builds healthy living soil that supports strong, resilient plants. For many gardens, compost alone is enough for the season. If your soil is in good shape, you might not need to add any extra fertilizer at all. Healthy soil grows healthy plants, and compost is the key to getting there. Think of compost as the healthy diet and fertilizer as the vitamin supplement. You wouldn't live on vitamins alone, and your garden shouldn't either. Focus on building up your soil first, and use fertilizer only to fill in the gaps. Start with compost, then use fertilizer only as needed. This approach keeps your garden balanced and prevents problems before they start. Pro tip: keep a simple garden journal. It doesn't have to be fancy, just jot down what you test, what you add, and what you notice. You can use a notebook, a spreadsheet, or even your phone. The important thing is to track your results over time, so you can see what works and what doesn't. Record your soil test results, what you add, and how your plants respond. Over the years, this record becomes an invaluable resource, helping you fine-tune your approach and avoid repeating mistakes. Over time, you'll spot patterns and learn exactly what your garden needs. You'll notice which amendments make the biggest difference and which ones you can skip. This knowledge turns good gardeners into great ones. It's the difference between hoping for success and knowing how to achieve it, season after season. So before you reach for the fertilizer, test your soil, add compost, and track your progress. These simple steps will save you time, money, and frustration, and lead to a healthier, more productive garden. Build a strong foundation, and you'll use less fertilizer and get better results. Your garden will thank you with bigger harvests, fewer problems, and a lot more joy. There you have it. 3 easy-to-make fertilizer mistakes and how to fix them. Feed containers with both granular and liquid fertilizers. Measure carefully, don't overdo it. Test your soil and start with compost. These aren't just tips, they're a new way to partner with your garden. What's your biggest fertilizer lesson? Share in the comments. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more organic gardening wisdom. Thanks for joining me. Now get out there and grow something amazing. And stay tuned. Next up, I'll show you how to make supercharged compost tea for your garden. Until then, happy gardening.